All right, let's dive into one of the trickiest but also most important parts of the O-level business exam, absolutely mastering those high-stakes evaluation questions. You know the ones I'm talking about, right? That part E in paper 1 or part B in paper 2 that just kind of makes you stare at the page for a minute? Yeah, if you've ever felt stuck there, trust me, you are definitely not alone. They're built to be challenging, but here's the secret. They're also where you can pick up some serious marks and really stand out. So stick with me. By the end of this short explainer, you are going to have a rock-solid method for walking into those questions with total confidence. Okay, so first things first. What do they even mean by evaluation? It sounds so formal, so intimidating. But really, when you boil it all down, it's about one simple thing: making a decision and backing it up. Think of it like this. The examiners want you to put on a manager's hat. You've got options, and you have to make a call. That means you have to pick one side, explain exactly why it's the smarter choice, and, this is key, explain why the other option isn't as good. There is absolutely no room for sitting on the fence here. You have to commit. So how do you do that every single time, without fail? Well, you use a framework. I call this the 5-step golden structure. And it's basically your secret weapon for building a perfect answer. And here it is, just 5 simple steps. First, you state your choice. Boom, right up front. Then you dig into why it's a good choice. That's your analysis. After that, you connect it directly to the business in the question. Step 4, you knock down the other option. And finally, you wrap it all up with a powerful, justified conclusion. Let's see what that actually looks like. Okay, theory is great, but let's put this thing to work, right? We're going to take this 5-step structure and apply it to a classic exam-style question so you can see exactly how it all fits together. So here's our scenario. We've got ABC Bakery. They need to boost their profits. And they've got 2 main choices on the table. Should they start charging more for their bread and cakes, or should they try to find ways to cut their spending? What's the right call? Step 1 is all about clarity. You make your choice, and you put it right at the beginning. No waffling. Your first sentence should be something like, in my opinion, ABC Bakery should reduce its costs to improve profit. Simple, direct, and confident. Now, why did we say that? That's step 2, the analysis. Here's the logic. If you cut your costs, you instantly make more profit on every single thing you sell. And the best part? You do it without the big risk of driving your customers away with higher prices. Step 3 is application, and this is where you earn the big marks. You have to make it specific to the business. We're not just talking about costs in general. We're talking about ABC Bakery's costs. So you could say something like, for example, they could buy their flour and sugar in bulk to get a discount, or maybe focus on using their ovens more efficiently to cut down on electricity. That shows the examiner you're really thinking about the business. Now for the crucial step 4. You have to explain why the other option is a bad idea. So why not just raise the prices? Well, it's a gamble. If ABC Bakery raises its prices, loyal customers might decide it's too expensive and go to the bakery down the street. This could mean they sell less and, funnily enough, end up with less revenue than before. And finally, step 5, you tie it all together with a neat little bow. This is your final judgment, your mic drop. Therefore, reducing costs is clearly the safer and more effective strategy for ABC Bakery to improve its profit. It's a short, sharp summary of your whole argument. So now you've seen the structure in action, but to really make sure this sticks, let's quickly run through some super important do's and don'ts. These are the common traps that students fall into, and we're going to make sure you avoid them. Okay, look closely here, because this is where so many marks are won or lost. On the right, you see the stuff to avoid, just describing both options without ever picking one, forgetting to link your points back to the business, or just listing facts with no real argument. That's a one-way ticket to an average grade. But on the left, that's the good stuff. You pick a side, you use powerful words like however and therefore to build a real argument, and you keep everything focused on the specific business. That's how you show an examiner you're not just memorizing, you're thinking. All right, let's wrap this all up with maybe the most important piece of advice I can give you, your mindset. When you see an evaluation question, I want you to change how you look at it. Don't see it as a chore. See it as your chance to shine. This is your moment to be the CEO. You're the one in charge, and you have to make the tough call. So make a decision, own it, and back it up with clear, smart reasoning. Show the examiner that you can think like a leader. If you can practice this structure and adopt that mindset, you'll be on the fast track to scoring top marks. You've got this.